Hey, what's up you guys? It's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to go into chapter 15 of 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. And today, I already said all of that, but anyways, so let's just get right into this. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 15. The air was too thick in here, syrupy with the smell of gasoline. With the quickening of their breaths, it plugged Red's nose in her ears until she could close her eyes and pretend she wasn't here at all, forcing herself to think of the pattern in the curtains. You can't see me, but I can see you. And Red could see nothing here at all with her eyes shut. He'll shoot us if we leave the RV, Oliver said. Like they hadn't all been listening, like they all hadn't heard that together. Red opened her eyes, twisting her hand out of Maddie's grip. She watched as Oliver dropped the walkie-talkie down on the table, a heavier thud that it should have made. It stood end up, the green LCD display watching them. We are never getting out of this RV, Simon sniffed, running his hand down his face, pulling the skin out of shape, revealing the red underneath his eyes. If we're going to die here, fuck it, I'm having more tequila. No, Simon, Red croaked, her voice raw and unused. Fuck it, he barked, strolling over to the kitchen counter. Come on, everyone, let's do shots in the dark. Raina sidestepped, blocking his way to the counter and Oliver's open backpack. No, she said sternly, we need to stay rational. What are you, the tequila guardian? He pointed at her. Right, because I'm Mexican. No, because you're standing in the way, he hiccuped. If I want to die drunk, then I'll die drunk. And thank you and good night. We're not going to die, Arthur said, stepping forward to pull Simon back, hand on his shoulder. We just need to give him what he wants. What's the secret he's talking about, and who? Maddie added quickly, picking at her fingernails. Red looked straight ahead, blinked slowly, clearing her eyes like someone who had no secrets, someone who wasn't thinking of them right now. Everyone had secrets, though, didn't they? Somebody else here had, too. Were hers any worse, any bigger? Most likely, at least the one she was keeping now, the plan. But no one could ever know about that. That was the point. Oh, and there was the fact that her mom was dead and it was probably her fault, all her... Could it be? Bart Simpson, the pattern in the curtain? It's not me, Simon said, giving up on the tequila. He pushed past Red and Maddie and dropped back to the sofa, head resting against the mattress wedged there. My only secret is that I haven't told my parents I want to become an actor, not work in finance. Don't think someone's threatening to kill me over a secret theater kid. Apart from my dad, that is it, he said, adding to the exaggerated stage whisper, he's Korean. I can't think of anything, Arthur said, pausing to scratch his eye. Nothing big enough for this. Me either, Maddie said, almost too fast. Red noticed. And the way she wouldn't look up or hold anyone's gaze, Oliver stepped forward, cleared his throat. I know who it is. I know what this is about. Red looked at him, Maddie looked at him, Arthur and Simon looked at him. Raina didn't. It's me and Maddie, he said. Maddie stiffened. She began. It's obvious, isn't it? Oliver cut across her. This is about our mom. Now Raina was looking at him. What do you mean? She asked. This must be about her case, the Frank Gotti case. What's that? Arthur said. Our mom is the assistant DA, and she's the lead prosecutor on an upcoming homicide case. In the mafia, Simon said, gesturing to his beer bottle. Wait, where did you get a beer from? Yeah, exactly. Oliver snapped his fingers at him. This whole thing seems exactly like something they'd pull. Why? What's the case? Arthur made the mistake of asking him. Could Red really stand to listen to this one more time? Oliver glanced at her and she kept her face straight. So about a year ago, he began, leaning back on the table. The boss of the organized crime group, the mafia, Simon offered. Yeah, the mafia. Oliver's jaw tightened, clearly irritated at the interruption. The boss of the family, a man called John Domingo, died of throat cancer in the hospital last year. He left behind a bit of a power vacuum, with 3 members of the family vying for the top job to replace him. Yep, Red thought first up was Tommy Domingo, Oliver said, holding up one finger, John's oldest son. Number 2, Joseph Maniano, who had been John's underboss, which is a second-in-command type of thing. And finally, Francisco Gotti, who had been John's concierge, which is like a top advisor role. Oliver tucked away his 3 upheld fingers, and Frank Gotti was the one who flashed into Red's mind, that photo of his face she'd seen and seen again, one dark curl of hair falling down to cover his left eye. The 3 of them split the family into factions, as it were. Oliver continued, glancing around to make sure they were all listening. They were fighting, but no one got seriously hurt. Not until last August, when Frank Gotti killed Joseph Menino himself, shot twice in the back of the head, and my mom, our mom, is the only is the one who's prosecuting Frank. The trial is in a few weeks and she's going to get a guilty conviction. We know it. They clearly know it. Arthur looked down, eyes flickering back and forth like he was shifting through everything Oliver just said. So you think this? He gestured around at the RV and the wide open nothing outside. The blocked up windows, us being here, that sniper out there is about the murder case? Yes, that's clearly what's going on, Oliver replied, his eyes unflattering. This is all about my mom. They're trying to get to her, and they're using me and Maddie to do it. You mean like holding us for ransom? Maddie said, uncertain. In a way, Oliver nodded. They've probably already contacted her, told her they were holding us hostage somewhere. But why? Raina chimed in now. What would they want from her? If they go to trial, Mom is going to put Frank in prison for the rest of his life. They can't let that happen. He's their leader. Well, to some of them, they're probably demanding she find a way to drop the charges to stop the case from going to trial. Or, he trailed off, or they kill us. Maddie finished it, stumbling over the word. Oliver didn't say anything, but his silence was answer enough, the static from the walkie-talkie filling in for him. And now that I'm thinking it through, maybe the secret he's talking about, the secret he wants, maybe it's the identity of the eyewitness, the one who's the whole case rests on, and they want Mom to give it to them. So they can kill the witness and stop the trial, Raina asked, eyes narrowing, a knot of lines forming across her forehead. Red looked to Oliver, waiting for the answer. Yeah, he replied. Wouldn't be the first time a witness for a prosecution was killed right before the trial with these kinds of people. That's why my mom tried so hard this time to protect the witness and nominee. This whole thing has organized crime written all over it, and will she give it up? Red asked then, trying to catch up with the others, to see the whole picture and their place within it. Will she give them the witness? Oliver looked across at her. He blinked. If it's a choice between me and Maddie and the witness, Mom will give them a name, he said. Life or death, she'll have to. Red nodded, something tightened in her chest, uncomfortable and warm, as Oliver's words became real. Fuck. Either way it went, someone was going to die here. If Oliver was right about this, and it seemed he usually was, that's why he can't let it happen, Oliver continued, hardening his gaze, sharing it with the others. We have to stop them. We have to escape. We can't let my mom give up that name. This trial is too important, and it would be the end of her career. And someone would die, Maddie reminded him. She would be killing the witness, giving them up. Right, I already said that, Oliver snapped, missing the point. Red caught it, though, glad that Maddie was here to offset her brother. Between saving a life and his mom's career, it was clear which was most important to Oliver, and probably by extension, his own career. Red bit her lips so she didn't say anything, not that it would probably change his mind at all. Are you sure that's what this is about? Raina asked Oliver, looking up at him, something in her eyes, a glint at Red couldn't read. A silent conversation for half a second. Oliver brushed her off. Yes, it has to be about that. I mean, if you just think logically, Maddie and I are the most high-value targets here. It has to be us. Red couldn't disagree. Any reason anyone else would be here to be held hostage by a sniper? He asked the room. The others shook their heads. Red too. Nobody loves me, she said with a sniff. Not like Catherine loved Maddie and Oliver. That hurt, thinking about it, in a twist in her gut and a hole in her heart. Right, okay, we're all agreed, he said, not looking for an answer. So now we have to work out how to escape. That is the end of chapter 15. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.